Hello everyone, it is April 5th, 2025. I'm making this particular video right now because I'm kind of going through a slight depressive episode. I tend to track it nowadays. I record myself because I like to find out what triggers potentially led to what I'm feeling right now. If you've ever watched the channel, you would know about 6 years ago I went through some difficult times. I had a severe breakdown, and I had what was diagnosed as a severe depressive episode. And some of the things I kind of went through are just almost surreal to talk about. My mind. A couple examples. I remember I started having feelings of doing self-harm to myself, and I could not get these out of my mind. It was like a consistent reel, and logically thinking, I couldn't understand, why is this at the forefront in my mind? Why is this so relentless? Why am I'm telling myself to end my existence? Why am I so miserable? I had a lot going on for me at that particular time. Granted, I had every right to be very sad, but this was just something else entirely. Since that time, it took me years to get like incrementally better. I had to seek a lot of professional help, pay a lot of money to people, and surround myself ultimately with better people that maybe looked out for me a little bit more than a lot of my previous circle of friends. So I'm proud of myself to some degree, but since that time, unfortunately, I will still have these mini episodes, not nearly as severe, but this is something I didn't suffer from previously. So perhaps you can relate to this video, and perhaps you have a regular level of depression like millions upon millions of Americans do, and that's okay. But be aware of certain things that could potentially make it worse, and that is maybe what happens to me, and I have to be on it like that, and I have to think myself through it. But some of the things that are triggers, I started a job on April 10th. If you knew anything about the channel, you'd know unemployment is something I've been struggling with. Finally found a job. However, it's going to pay less than half of what I'm accustomed to making. No more stock options, no more bonuses. All down the line, I will be an hourly employee, and I will not have to supervise anybody, which is entirely new to me. I haven't done that in well over 20 years. I've always been a supervisor or a manager or an administrator. So that's something odd for me, but perhaps it will be refreshing. Perhaps I will have a lot more work-life balance. Perhaps I will be able to enjoy some of the hobbies I did previously, and I think that is a good thing. Hi, little baby. Hi, Leah. You gotta go over here. Good girl. Another. So that is one. Like, I'm going back to the workforce, and I don't know if I'm going to be miserable at my job, or I don't know if this job is going to be somewhere I can really kind of put my roots in and grow with the company, grow within the company, and really work to help my coworkers and the patients as well. Secondly, she just made a brief appearance. Her name is Leah. She is a dog I found about a couple weeks ago. I was trying to go on a nice mountain bike ride where I would be solo and completely left alone, but on the way there, I had to go through a very long country road, one in which you can go about 50 miles an hour, and I saw a dog dangerously close to the side of the road, which made me feel uncomfortable. However, I still thought it was just going to go back to its house, because these were big houses with big yards. And unfortunately that didn't happen. I drove for about 3/4 of a mile to the park's parking lot, and I eventually see this dog running toward my way with two tiny little dogs chasing her, and she was so scared, and she was kind of going in the woods. Thought to myself, all right, this dog, something's wrong with it right now. I eventually got her corralled into my car. She was very standoffish. I was afraid she was going to bite me, but since that time, we bonded tremendously. She has to be on me. She has to be laying on my chest. She has to put her little like chin here on me. She gives me hugs with her actual paws. She likes sleeping with me. She loves our morning walks, and she loves playing with me nonstop. Keyword in all of that, me. Exclusively me. It's almost like she values me as a resource, and I'm looked at as someone that she has to protect from all animals, but especially dogs. And the other day I noted that she would bark at dogs, but not like woof woof, but rather just like rah, 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 rah. And that was a little bit alarming. I've never had a dog do that. All of my dogs have been complete like snuggle bums. But she was like that, and unfortunately the other day she got off leash, and it looked like she was about to attack another dog. Luckily I was able to stop her, but this was a group of people, and this was horrible. Absolutely horrible, and that put me through a lot of stress, because here I have a dog and she's doing something serious. I don't think she could really cause any damage to most dogs, because she's little, but very, very scary to see and very unpleasant. And she tried to do this with a bigger dog as well, which is odd to me, because she was chased away by two tiny dogs. So there is that. That's a stressor, because I don't know what I'm going to do with her. I took her to a vet. She is microchipped. I got her name Leah from it. We've tried to contact the family. They've been unresponsive completely. I posted her name and face all over the place, and absolutely nothing, no response. And I have a lot of people helping me. The person I live with does not want anything to do with the dog at this point. It's frustrating, because at one point they'll just be like, I love this dog, I love having her around, and then all of a sudden they'll have these mental episodes. This person is very mentally unwell, and they'll be like, I want the dog out by 10 a.m. And then the same night she'll be like, I want the dog to sleep with me. So it's just very odd. It's a stressor, and it's not a good thing. And that same person will pretty much in every day will say something pointing to me being inadequate as a grown person, which is also kind of a stressor, oddly, because it's nonstop. It's every day, and it's like something. And that's been difficult too. So I think the combination of all of these events are leading to how I feel today. Point being, I gotta look back and kind of dissect what I'm going through. It's okay. I'm starting a new job. This dog, certainly, at least I did a good thing for this dog, and I'm going to work to get the situation favorable for all parties involved. And I'm going to rock out on this new job, by golly. And so that's the thought process I go through to retaliate against automatic thoughts. And I have to remind myself this consistently. So anyway, it's a reminder. I say it on a few of my videos. Be kind to yourself, man. Do yourself a favor, man. Go out, have that nice meal. Buy, that nice shirt. Go on that particular vacation you were hesitant to go on, because you need to buy the ticket and take the ride, and that makes life worth living, I've found. Constraints, oftentimes self-imposed, or sometimes something you can shed. Keep that in mind. You may not make as much money, but how much is money worth if it's a detriment to everything else in your life? So be well, be good, and of course be kind to others as well. We never know what they're going through, right? We have no idea, and know that somewhere, even if they seem kind of rotten, someone loved them at one point in their lives, and they almost certainly express love back to that person. And the love bit is the most important thing we can hold on to. It's the best thing we can hold on to. It makes existence tolerable. Have a fantastic day. This is me signing out.